Not quite.
What's up?
Sell my car on Carvana. It's just not quite the right time.
Crazy coincidence. I just sold my car to Carvana.
What? I told you about it 2 days ago.
When you know, you know. You know? I'm even dropping it off at one of those sweet car vending machines and getting paid today.
That's a good deal.
Oh, great deal. Come on. What's your heart saying?
You're right. When you know...
You know.
Sold.
Whether you're looking to sell your car right now or just whenever feels right, go to Carvana.com and sell your car the convenient way. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready, kids? Get your parents' permission, check your mailbox, and grab your shopping cart. It's time for the Adventures in Collecting podcast.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Dave. Welcome to Adventures in Collecting, where we talk toy news, culture, and hauls,
Along with our journeys as collectors. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting.
Hi.
Dave, we are back. We, for now, hopefully both of us for this entire episode.
Yeah, there was no delay in the high on purpose.
Yeah, just to give everybody a heads up, hopefully this doesn't happen, but in case it does, there is some strange alien, and this is not our annual Halloween episode, I promise. This is not a bit.
It's not early.
It's not a bit. There's some strange electrical happening outside of my home. I believe a transformer blew up. Don't worry, it was not Optimus Prime this time. It was actually like an actual functional utilities transformer blew up. My power was out for a while. It's back on now. Who knows how long that's going to last. So, in case I disappear, that's what we're looking at here this evening. So,
and for those of you on video who only just can see the unfortunate top half of Grimace's face, this is Grimace on my shirt. Baseball.
Yes, big day for us as Mets fans. Got picked up a W. We're halfway through the first round of the wild card now. So
of course, when this airs, those feelings may change. So
yeah, it's true, because this will air now. You have a permanent date or point in time that you know we recorded this.
Yes.
So take that for what it is. I am not going to bury the lead, Dave, for obvious reasons.
No, you should not.
Extra obvious reasons. More obvious than usual. But I am, and we are excited to have this guest back with us this week. Let me take you back to December of 2022 when this guest was first on the show, telling us about an idea and a Kickstarter. Well, today we are thrilled to have him back after the successful launch of 9 to 5 Warriors, and he's back with yet another Kickstarter, this time for Wave 2, Series 2. Welcome back to the pod, Brandon Braswell, creator of 9 to 5 Warriors. Brandon, welcome back to Adventures in Collecting, man.
Yes.
What up? Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure. This is awesome.
It's always fun to have not just a returning guest, but when our guest is coming back on the heels of success, that's always fun. It's always fun to have that follow up, and it's been amazing watching. I'm trying to gently not knock everything under the sun over, but it's been amazing watching these guys grow up, man. Like you did it.
It's still surreal, man. Like it's super awesome and unnerving sometimes to just receive either an image from a customer, like it's on their shelf, or like just a sweet message. It's like, holy crap, I did it. Awesome. And I gotta remember those moments as we keep progressing. And I had the stress of launching Wave 2, and we'll get into all that, but it's those bittersweet moments of taking it all in.
Yeah, and we hope you're taking that victory lap, because it is well deserved. I have to say, I don't often celebrate seeing things sell out, but when you had those sold out moments on the actual website, it was awesome to see that. So just very, 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 very cool.
It's been awesome to see.
Sold out entirely.
Yeah, I'm literally the last of the remains. I had a batch separated for Kickstarter that just have as add-ons. So it was always something. I think it was only 50 left. I have to double check. But basically, Commodore Chris was one of the first to go. Colonel Custard's right behind him. It's been cool to see. Like there wasn't always a clear winner actually, and it was very interesting to see even when I had the original pre-orders, like who's winning and whatnot. But Commodore Chris, I think, just took the lead out of nowhere and just just snatched the win.
Yeah, I love he's my favorite. I'm a big Colonel Custard fan. Look at that guy. Love me a donut.
Yeah, I mean, he's a donut. Like
perfect. Such a good weight.
Can't go wrong.
Not only that, I still like years on now, this coffee cup shield is still one of my favorite. Coffee lid shield is still one of my favorite things. So before we dive into everything about Series 2, as a reminder to our listeners and viewers, this is a show about collecting, and we love to catch up on what our friends are collecting. So we know you have a very fun, vintage, and eclectic collection. So what are some of your recent pickups?
So recently delivered, minus any pre-orders, but recently delivered was, funny enough, out of the Kevin Eastman collection, the signature. I finally wanted to get something that he signed. I'm a huge fan of Ninja Turtles, of course. And I just realized damn, this man's still around. I want to take advantage of anything he owns. And I was trying to get the Playmates, the sketch turtles, and the San Diego Comic-Con ones are the ones that really piqued my interest, the black and white ones. And I tried to get them in Comic-Con, missed out. And then I saw Kevin Eastman have signed versions of them, and I just went all out. I was like, okay, I got to get this. This works out perfectly. So those literally just came in, and they're still in the box. Probably just going to keep them in a box in my closet somewhere.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I went in on those sketch turtles. I didn't get the black and white ones, but it's one of those moments to quote a previous guest of ours, the rule of 4. I try to pick up. Shouts to Ryan Ting. I try to pick up a Donatello. I have my Oops all Donnies, so I try to get a Donatello in each kind of format. The all Turtles toys were 20% off, or it might have been 30% off at Target, and there was just a fresh case of the 4 of them there, and with the bases that all go together, and the fact that they can all hit the awkward, weird, disproportionate poses from that original sketch. It's just the Playmates did such a good job on those. They really, really did.
They really did. When I saw them in the toy book reveal, and I was like, oh my God, this looks legit. I wanted them. I liked them in color too. I appreciated that they're kind of all different. But then I missed out on, or I skipped out on them once they finally did ship. And I was like, let me just wait. And then when the sketch ones came out, the black and white, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. So I know there was the collaboration with Big Bad Toy Store last time for Series 1. What led to the decision to just go straight Kickstarter for Series 2?
So I go back and forth from my decisions. The very first Kickstarter I did failed, and I felt that was just from my inexperience being a brand new brand and didn't know how to market. I remember just literally hit enter to start the campaign, and that's when I started my actual marketing campaign. So it didn't pick up traction until the very end, and people like yourselves reached out to me oh, I just discovered this. Oh man, I'm sorry. And so when I went with Big Bad Toy Store, the idea was let me just leverage. Obviously, they're a known entity. They're trusted. I still don't know what I'm doing at that point. I didn't know how to fulfill. So it was in my head, the ideal situation would be just get the shipment from China, dump it on Big Bad Toy Store, and, get it all out. And yay, the toys are made. This time around, going through Big Bad Toy Store, I'm clearly just doing wholesale costs. And this toy line has never made money. And at this point, I keep pricing it in a way I really just want to get it out there. It's not a for profit right now. It's really much this is just a dream. I know in the long run, the way I envision it with the TV series and all that, I'm sure money will come. But to go with the Kickstarter route, I just wanted to maximize on it and not lose any more money. Truthfully, I'll still invite Big Bad to do the pre-orders, but for now I just want to see what I can do. I've taken this time to network, build, and I feel a lot more confident. I know 100% how to fulfill. I know 100% now to communicate with factories. Like I feel strong. I feel strong. Like that one commercial.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because I mean it's almost, it's interesting, right? Because we said at the top of the show, right, a successful launch because the line has sold out. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I had actually, like, truthfully had forgotten that the original Kickstarter that you were on promoting did not fund. Like, it didn't make it. I like literally.
No, we met after it failed. That's
Yeah,
like you DM me like I just saw this. Like, oh, this is so cool. And I'm like, oh man, that's when I first heard of you as well. Like I was super novice and I didn't know anywhere. So before you met me, I failed.
Yeah,
it was on Big Bad when.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just, it's fascinating, and it's a great story, right? Because you know it failed on Kickstarter, but here we are talking about Series 2, and and how how much people love these figures, myself included.
It's great when you can kind of see something get that second chance and see it be successful. And all right, first one was a kind of bump in the road. Now we're moving.
So talking about Series 2, how did you decide what characters you wanted to go with for this wave?
Well, I felt like 2 years I revealed the whole deck of cards. Like these are all 10, and kind of honestly, I was super ambitious at that point. I was like, whatever, what else can I lose? And I kind of wanted to also see like what would be a winner and a loser, because this is an idea since 2012, and I've been holding on to these sketches, holding on to this idea, holding on to this vision. I'm not to say it's right or wrong, but I kind of wanted to see like which are favorites. I had my personal favorites, but then it was also like every time I produced something, like with their prototyping, I was like, damn, I love this one now too. So it kind of like I couldn't pick my own. And so with the experiment of like launching all 10, seeing which did well, like I said, like none of them, there was no clear winner. And that kind of was like what the issue was, is that I had 10 up for pre-order. They each had to raise like 500. So that's basically 5,000 orders, which is a massive endeavor. So ultimately, I literally just had to choose 4 that I could afford with what Big Bad Toy Store was putting in through the pre-orders and what out of my own pocket. And basically that's how I chose these 4. The remaining 6 are what I'm now producing in a Series 2. And I actually just did some refinements on 2 of the characters. Well, all of them had some more refinements, but 2 of them are pretty much redesigned. Brigadier Bouncy being one of them. This little cool guy, if you're watching, this is the prototype, but this one was awesome to just redo from scratch. The original was done
that expression by hand, is so good.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
Nice.
The original was done by hand by complete space. Scott Hensley. I was thinking about Seba, but done by Scott Hensley and then redone by Seba. And the issue was honestly doing this by hand. This is such crazy detail. Like he literally did this. It's a rubber band, and of course, as he's moving it, it's gonna get like smudges. And the idea was always, this is all self-filing. So no matter what, I was going to take that, digitally refine it, like as I did Major Razor, Colonel Custard, Commodore Chris, and so on. But ultimately, I just decided to redesign it completely because working with that file was a lot harder and a lot more expensive. I started to refine it. The sculptor is like, it's a lot easier if I just start from scratch. I was like, all right, let's try that. And I'm really happy with the output.
Yeah, it's much more of a like Mad Balls look. Like the even the proportions of the face, like the way that the size of the mouth and in proportion to the eyes and everything. It's
like the little or even like the gross out ones. I forget what the smaller ones that you could squeeze were called.
Oh yeah, I love to see. That's what I'm aiming for right now. Is like I feel our toy shelves are missing that like oddball, madball creations. Just anything just odd,
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of strong IPs, a lot of recognizable characters and stuff, but there's just nothing weird anymore. And I'm just trying to be that weird kid.
Well, the other thing that works so well with this, with this line is, I think people like things that are recognizable, which is why established IPs work so well. But like, who doesn't like donuts? You know, like it's just
like everybody knows what a pencil is.
Exactly.
You know, like
and like even you know the one that you were just showing. I mean, so he's a rubber band ball. It's obvious that he's a rubber band ball, and it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, you know. Or like the I'm sorry, I'm terrible with the names, but the sweet and low packet sand woman.
Specialist Sugar.
Specialist Sugar.
Specialist Sugar.
That's actually the one that I wanted to talk about too, because that
so
to
cool.
me is just like a striking design.
Yeah.
Like almost like cool, Sandman in a way.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Definitely inspiration. That and like Naruto, that sand character as well in there. Gora, I think. Yeah, now.
Yep.
I'm worse with names, so don't worry. But going back to like the identifiable characters, like this again started in 2012, was always kind of aimed for. I literally have like a plaque above here from an article done back then. Toys for the new generation. Because I walked into the toy store and I did just feel like something was missing for the kids growing up and for myself. Like I just was like, I missed that type of those toys. And what's cool about these recognizable characters, that's the best part, is seeing the customers that purchased it, the Toys R Us kids that never grew up, the new demographic that I'm aiming for, but their kids that they're actually having. They're playing with it. They're texting me that my kid's playing with it. This is awesome. They never usually play with toys, but they love the Chips character. They love Pringles, or they love the tape character. And they're like, it's things that they totally understand and recognizable. And it's funny, like I'm so big on story, but those are the characters that like you can just pick up. You don't even need to know the story. You're like, I know what this is.
Yep.
But yeah, Sugar, man. So that was the second one that I redesigned, and primarily because going back to the story, it was things that kind of the details kind of went over people's heads because there is no TV show yet. All this stuff is in my head. There is a comic, but little details like she's designed technically after the main character, Alan McMillan, who's like the creative office oddball who created them all. She's designed after the receptionist that he has a crush on. So like in a comic book, there's like a little doodle of like him literally daydreaming, staring at her and like doodling her face in the pile of sugar. So like the idea was like he kind of transferred his like affection and feelings towards her into this creature that now takes like shapeshifts into anything, but she takes the form of the receptionist's face. But to make it a toy and more, fit in within the line, I just redesigned her face to be more cartoonish, like very expressionist. She has larger eyes. You can see the green now, larger grin, like everything just proportioned properly to fit with the rest of the guys.
That's awesome.
Nice. So how did you decide which characters to make, which like goal, which like backer?
I'm just kind of there's once Corporal Can showed that he's very popular, and he's also the most expensive to create right now. I knew that I was probably going to leave him for last just to see what we can do. The second one, so that really just came down to Specialist Sugar, and the only reason that kind of like isn't part of the original, the currently 4, is just because I guess out of preference, like I really want Sergeant Spore to be made. This was my personal favorite, and then I feel like I need, if I need the 2 pencils. So then if that's 2 bad guys and 2 good guys, it's basically number 2 and Spore. And just selfishly, I really want Spore to be made. So that's why she's second. I mean, she's the first to be unlocked. And then after that is Corporal Can. And then after that are battle bits, which I'm super stoked about. And after that are some special characters that have yet to be revealed. But hopefully we get.
Well, great segue. Battle bits. So one of the things that we talked about back in 2022, which was, I still can't believe it was 2 years ago somehow.
I know. It's crazy.
We talked about this idea in regards to it. I think you might have mentioned it as Adult Connects.
Yeah.
So this is a whole new like engineering feat for what you've done. I mean, say what you will about the detail that's sculpted into these figures, but the articulation is very basic, right? It's like 5 POA, twist the waist, move the arms, legs. This is like a whole new form of like toy engineering that you're trying to work in here. So tell us a little bit about what battle bits are. And then, let's talk about, the design and the engineering. What was it like, putting this together?
Sweet. So battle bits are the solution for like the many requests that oddly I get is like, when are the vehicles going to come out? When are the play space? I'm like, well, hold on, man. Let me get the toys out first, the characters, and then I'll make vehicles. But as a nerd myself, like the toy line has always been to basically transform the world around you. You know, I want you to look at a soda can differently once these guys are on your desk. Like, could it be a tank? Could it be like this over here? For those that are watching, is a Pringles hot rod created by Dr. Toys on YouTube. Such an awesome creative thing, and that's what I always hoped people would do with them, because they pretty much are 1-to-1 scale. So basically, Battle Bits is a solution to create like affordable accessories that you can transform the world around you, literally with a couple scraps of like pencils and pens and whatever else you got lying around. So the idea was literally, I was in the back of my mind, like, well, how can we like. Because if you look at the original commercials I did, I had like a Watchtower pencil and we call it a pen catapult system. And I was just like, there's something to this. Like, I wish people can create this if I created a kit, So that's how the idea constantly was like lingering in the back of my head. And then cut to, what is it? Toy Fair 2023. I met 2 industrial design students that were like super eager about getting into the toy industry. And then like, I just told them the idea once we hit it off, and I saw that they're into Legos and they want to build something that connects. And I'm like, oh, this is divine. Let's talk, guys. And voila, we made the battle bits, which are just these little cool little accessory bits that you can connect pencils, pens, and anything else that can fit. Tape rolls as well as plastic utensils for propellers. You got suction cups so you can build vertically. This is like a paper wad design. You got binder clips that can connected. You also have foot pegs that are shaped like what you call paper clips, so you can actually attach the 9 to 5 Warriors to your creations. And like, it really just came to fruition. It's pretty awesome. That's why I had to create like a little making up mini doc like and post it online, because it was like, there's so much work that went into this. I had to show it off.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And just, that, again, the thing that we've always done, like somebody's, we go back to Sergeant Sport, everybody's, smelled that sandwich in their office or workplace fridge. Like, everybody's made a rubber band ball. Somebody's taken paper clips and binder clips and all that and made structures out of boredom. Like, it's kind of that, we're harkening back to that familiarity that Eric was talking about. Like, yeah, this is all stuff we know, and all our adult toys kind of come to life in a way.
That's the hope, man. Exactly.
So, in the Kickstarter, there's Colonel Custard Glow in the Dark, which kind of leads into this next question. Is there more of an opportunity for some of the Series 1 characters to be re-released either in the same form as almost like a restock, or in that kind of repaint or remold style where it's like, okay, we're going glow in the dark this time?
Absolutely. And I'll share those photos for those who are watching. So I worked with an amazing painter on Instagram, does machines, and he's super talented, like what's it called, customizer, paints amazing figures. So I worked together to create 4 new variants of our 4 characters, and basically kind of give the people what they wanted. Like, they kept on asking me, why is Major Eraser purple? I'm like, because it's a cartoon and purple and green go really well versus pink. But
why isn't everything purple is my question.
Like, there you go, man.
It's not just, it's also my favorite color.
It's a great color. So I am giving the people what they want, which I wanted too, like a realistic Major Eraser with pencil smears and everything. He's going to be pink masked. Like, he's going to look awesome. And so he's already done. Colonel Custard's gonna have chocolate custard, like kind of a ode to the original Food Fighters. For Commodore Crisp, he's gonna have the fiery red flavor. And for Scotchy, I'm going with like a Splinter Cell tactical look. So he's like all blacked out and like green goggles. That I'm still not sure if they're going to be part of the Kickstarter just yet. They definitely will be released in the future. Maybe they're like, I'll see how the Kickstarter goes. They were always going to be kind of like injectors. If anything stalls during the Kickstarter, I'm like, but wait, there's more. Just throw that in one after another. So we'll see. But definitely that's always been the plan to like reuse those modes. And then for re-releasing Wave 1, I will be doing, I think I want to kind of do 2-packs or a 4-pack. I'm still debating, but I kind of want to experiment in like gift packs and like if it's like a battle set for 2 versus 2 or like the whole 4 wave.
Oh wow,
but
yeah.
For keeping it, I want to keep the very, very original Wave 1 very special for those box collectors and just for people that just went in on it. Like I have to naturally change the back of the card anyways because it has all the photos and redesigned characters. So if you have the OGs, there's going to be a collector's item one day, you know?
Yeah, like old school toy fair style. Yeah, like the prototypes that never made it.
So no matter what, I'll redesign if I do individual releases. But I'm leaning towards I love packaging, so like I just want to experiment with new packagings and have fun with it. Might do 2-packs.
Yeah, and the packaging also, low key has been such a huge part of why people love this so much. I mean, the old school, just like blister cards, but old school blister cards. It's just die cut. Nothing. There's nothing like a die cut blister. It's so good.
It's so good. I just love it. So clearly, I'm a box collector too. Like 50% of my stuff is in boxes, and so I did make this selfishly for me. Like when I had the vision for the idea for a toy, the second thing that came up after the toy itself was like packaging. I was like, just doing research on like what type of design I want, and I wanted something in the back that really just made you sink into it. Like, oh, this is the story. Oh, this is what's coming up next. Oh, cool, look at this. And you had like the cutouts and like this to me was like, yeah, this is what made a 90s toy. 90s toy is like you sit in the back of the car, coming home from Toys R Us, ready to dig into it, and you're just reading about it.
Yep,
I love it.
Already stoked to get like the next one.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, planning out, like looking at that cross sell in the back, like, and I know,
all right, who do I want next?
And I know I speak for both of us, and Brandon, probably you too, but like, obviously as kids we opened everything, but I remember like for certain types of figures, I would keep one of the card backs and use it as like a checklist, like get a marker out and put X's through, like once I knew which ones I had and stuff.
Or if the wish book wasn't good enough for circling, like this is who I need.
Yeah.
Keep one of those cross cells as like this is here.
Yes,
I love those.
My list.
My birthday.
Remember those Kenner action guides too?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my classics. I'm still like designing my action guide. I definitely want to have a faux version of that. Hopefully it comes out in the next few weeks. I'm working with the designer to do that.
Oh, very
that's
cool.
always been a dream.
That's awesome.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention the lunch boxes too. That was a fun little addition.
I gotta find it, but oh my god, yeah, the lunchboxes and thermos. That was like a selfish thing again. Like I wanted it. There's no demand. There's no one saying like, please make this. I'm like, I want this. This makes the '90s toy line complete, And I love it. Like it's just, I found a awesome, manufacturer of it. And then Turbo Pork again just killed it with the artwork, and I just had fun designing things, and like I just have fun with everything. So it's like literally creating things I want, and then let's see what happens. And thankfully they're hits too, and it just makes a great like collector's package.
So
it's like, I think we're probably going to say the same thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like lunchboxes are like back now that video of Dave Bautista's lunchbox collection is circulating.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
We'll like big lunchbox collector.
I'll DM it to you, but that was what I was gonna say. Is your goal should be to get one of those lunchboxes in his hands, because he has, no joke, like the way that you
lunchbox room.
Yeah, the way that like you scroll through your feed and see somebody that has like a Hot Toys room and has like detox filled with Marvel Legends or whatever. He has literally like a room that's floor to ceiling, like walls across, in glass cases, like retro style lunchboxes. He needs a 9 to 5 Warriors lunchbox.
It's one of the coolest, it's one of the coolest things that I've seen. Like I remember, I saw it in like an old WWE video, but like the new updated one, like it's so much more now. It's cool to see.
That's cool. There's like a new up north of Sarasota, Florida. There's like a whole toy museum, and they have like a whole section dedicated to lunchboxes and stuff. I'm like, that's awesome, man.
Oh, I have to go to that the next time I'm in the area. I'm in Bradenton usually like once or twice a year.
Okay.
So that's right. That's like right there.
See. Well, maybe I'm ahead of a curve. Look at that. Like I just want to make lunch bags. If they're cool again, perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned a couple names so far, as we've been talking about this. But 9 to 5 Warriors is definitely, it's your brainchild, but it's definitely become a team effort to help, bring this to life. So tell us about some of the folks that are helping you bring 9 to 5 Warriors to life.
Sure, man. So a lot of favors has always been brought into this. Like my good friend, when the idea first came up, he's the one that designed the logo that has now stood the test of time. He's actually a punk rock musician named Mike Kroll. Awesome music. Look him up. He's been featured in like freaking Cartoon Network commercials and whatnot. So couldn't have made this all without that because he just brings the branding all to life. The character designs are a guy named Ryan off Craigslist. But it's funny, like he's like has no attachment to. I don't even think he does art anymore. if he does not. But it's funny because I'll tag him. He's like, "This is awesome, man! Like this was like 12 years ago, dude. Keep tagging, keep going." And it's funny because I'm like, "I'll never forget you. I'll keep giving you credit, even if you don't know me." Then
Wait,
obviously,
I just want to stop you there for a second because I did not know that you literally found him on Craigslist.
Yeah, this 2012, I was just like, I want to create a toy. I did not know how to create a toy, but I knew how to tell a story. So I was like, let me start there. And I just hired an illustrator, gave him my Photoshop brief of what I wanted. Literally the napkin sketch ideas of like Custard and Ranger. All 10 of these characters are literally all from that point of day have not changed into like anything new. And he nailed it, and I just felt like he nailed the aesthetic. Through that, I hired, an animator in Ukraine who we became like family working on the animated intro, and it's been awesome. And I don't know, everyone I worked with, it's just been like become part of like this whole family. Now we're like just rooting for me to go. But yeah, everyone knows I worked with Scott Hensey. He's been amazing. I think without him, like designs like Commodore Chris, I don't think could have ever been done. I think his experience in, Happy Meal toys and just fun stuff like that just created that like simplicity. Like we could have done something in a digital realm, but I feel like it would have been way more complicated. Maybe involved magnets, and which would have been cool as well. But it's just like Commodore Chris. I think the simplicity is what makes him so popular. So that's like Scott Hensley's design and just work. And it's been beautiful to see him to come together. The digital sculptor is Seba from Planetary Dog Toys, and he's well known for, Plunderlings and many other cool indie toy lines. I mean, my art is Turbo Pork. I got an awesome graphic designer, Robbie Smith. Like, the list goes on very well. So, hold on. And that's what goes back to the back of the package is like, that's why I have a receipt. So for those watching, it's like the receipt's perfect. Like, I just wanted to show it takes an army, a village, to make all this. It was awesome. And my brother, brother from another mother, he does all my videos. Like he helps me DP them, and like he's a photographer as well. So it works out. Like everyone, I owe a lot of favors basically. So I'm grateful for the team that's helped me.
And now a word from our sponsors.
This segment is brought to you by our friends at Chubsy Wubsy Toys. A traditional mom-and-pop toy store in Little Falls, New Jersey, Chubsy Wubsy Toys brings you the best new toys from the brands you love without the hassle of pounding the pavement searching for them at larger retail stores. Visit them in person at their brand new home at 101 Newark Pompton Turnpike, Suite 1 in Little Falls, New Jersey, or online at chubsywubsy.com. That's CHUBZYWUBZZY.com. And tell them Adventures in Collecting sent you.
And now, back to the show.
Well, you say it takes a village. You have put together quite the village there.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like my Avengers team. I'm stoked.
Now, one of the big things through this has been the learning process. And you mentioned, like, even from the beginning of Kickstarter to finding the team to coming up with the story and putting everything together. For anyone that's out there listening that has an idea for a toy line and they want to like do something like this themselves and they just don't know where to start, what advice would you give them from as somebody who's kind of really taken this from just the kernel of the idea up until now a second Kickstarter?
Yeah, so two things. Like right now, this is the time. I truly believe the independent toy movement is like in its golden era. Like we're all just creating some amazing toys that stem from like we want to see this on toy shelves, and it's like people like myself and others that are stepping up to just create amazing things. And second of all, like you got to understand, like money's not, don't do this for money. Like you're not going to make money out the gate, and you will have a successful toy line, hopefully with through Kickstarter people and all that stuff. But if you're in it for the money, like you'll probably quit, because that's the toughest thing. I have really good perseverance. I'll say that about myself, is just like, I don't give up because I truly believe in what this could be. And I make this for that, like that future generation, the kids growing up. And of course, people like you and me, like, but the kids growing up today, I'm excited. Like, I can't wait for them to turn on the TV or whatever they're using to watch a cartoon of this, because I do believe in the stories and the characters. Like, I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. So honestly, like, this is the time to start. Put your stuff out there. Don't expect instant, success. Keep putting it out there, because if you're passionate about it, it'll be easy, and you just keep at it. Because don't set a timeline. Like, this started in 2012. I did give up at one point and then kicked it back on when the toys that made us re-sparked this vision. That's why I made that short video. Like, this show made me want to create my own toy. Like, that's true. Like, I just got reinvigorated because that show just showed me at that time period, it really was about just making what you wanted and being creative. It was, these toy companies existed, but truthfully, they weren't going off of like trends or logarithms and this is what's going to sell. Like, it was kind of like just throwing crap on a wall and see what sticks. But it truly did come from artists that wanted to create something fun. And I think it shows, especially in the collection around me. It's like so eclectic, because there's a team behind each of these toy lines. There's an artist behind everything, So if we keep with that, that's the beauty of where I think we're headed with the indie toy market. And that's what makes me excited.
Yeah, and we've said this before, and I hope it continues to be true for a long time. But it's never been a better time to be a toy collector. I mean, there's just like if it's either feast or famine, like we're in like gluttonous stage of feast at this point. But just 2 weeks ago we had Dave Igo from Monsters on.
Super soaked.
And, as of today, actually, which, by the way, metrics real quick, you're already past the 40% mark, which congratulations.
Thank you.
And Dave's project just fully funded. So he hit the funding goal. And, I think, both of your projects are kind of cut from the same cloth. Like, they're both
very much so.
Those the vibrant colors, the 90s nostalgia, like all the stuff that we love about toys, and wanting to make kind of that statement on the shelf, and a labor of love, and something that's frankly is missing from a lot of the toys that are out there today. So it really is a fun time to watch these projects come to life, and and to be able to hold them, and like to have them interact with all the other stuff that's on our shelves. It really is really cool. And I know I said it at the top, but I'm going to say it again. It is so cool to have talked to you 2 years ago, and where you are now. And you mentioned Toys That Made Us. Have you had a chance to tell that story to Brian yet? Like, have you met Brian?
Not yet. I used to like bother him through DMs. So I don't know. One day he'll hopefully open up his heart and listen to my amazing story. I honestly wanted to pitch it to Nacelle, and I saw, and it's just so interesting and funny. Like, before they announced RoboForce and them getting into toys, I honestly tried to pitch 9 to 5 Warriors to them and said, like, I just saw the connection. I was like, you guys already got a show on Netflix. You're already establishing, connection with the toy industry. Why not create your own indie toy? And I try to position mine as, and I never got to pitch, of course, but I try to position 905 Warriors as the alternative to trying to get a license, because licensing can be expensive, and the benefits are, you have a baked-in audience. However, if you can control a new IP like 905 Warriors and have it from the start, and it has that nostalgia feel, and it's a brand new playground, brand new characters, brand new, you're really just creating something for the generation growing up versus attacking the current generation that's consuming. And it's funny, I just never got to pitch, but I'm grateful, yes and no, because I do still want to go the indie realm. It was just in that time period, I was excited and I was just inspired, and I saw the potential of Nacelle. So it's really funny that they started making their own toys. I was like, shit, but yay. And I was like, I was onto something, but that's super cool to see where they're at now, you know?
Yeah, because that's another, for the, I guess, the lack of a better term, another toy house out there with just people that are passionate about doing the stuff that they want to do. Like, he started with RoboForce, and then got Biker Mice, and then Sectors, Moo Mesa now. And then I don't know if you just saw the big announcement, but he's got
Star Trek.
He's got Star Trek now. So I mean, it's just,
I'm sure that's a huge win for him and his little inner child. I know how big of a fan he is for that. Yep. So that's amazing. And we'll see what happens in 905 Warriors. I honestly love what I'm doing, and I would love to create new toys in the future aside from 905 Warriors. But if there's so much potential still here and stories I want to tell, until I get that itch scratched, I want to focus it on this before spreading out.
So speaking of spreading out, right? When this campaign fully funds,
because we are a when, not an if.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are a
when podcast.
Yes.
When it does. Yes,
when
please,
it funds. Please. What's next for? I mean, you've hinted at it several times throughout the interview here, but what's next for 905 Warriors?
Well, going back to pitching, honestly, I've been getting a lot of good attention. I've always been the mentality of attract, don't chase, and there have been a few opportunities where I'll DM Brian, or I'll go after what I want. But I really do believe if I just keep putting myself out, then I'll attract what I want. And that's been the case. People have reached out to me. I have another meeting with another agency to potentially put this into works. They see the potential of it being a series. It's just truthfully, the entertainment business right now is kind of hurt. And after the writers' strike and the animation studios of Netflix closing, there's a lot of things that started happening that there's interest, but they're also being realistic. We don't know when or how this can happen. So I'm just praying that over time, I just keep pushing forward with the toys, keep making what I want, keep bringing in that passion, hopefully attract the right crowds, attract the right people, attract buying customers and all that good stuff, and keep, I said this is for the toys of the new generation, so it lights me up literally when I see that there's kids playing with this, and the hypothesis of attracting the Toys R Us kids that never grew up so that they can give it to their kids has been working. Because I never intended to market to kids directly. I just knew that was going to be really hard to infiltrate. So I kind of went after the easy candy of people like myself.
Yeah. And I mean, again,
sure.
Same thing that we said before, right? The fact that they're recognizable items. Kids know what pencils are. They know what what a donut is, what a gross sandwich is. They're recognizable items. So
I love it. But yeah, man, aside from that, it's keep on trucking. I want to finish the 10, which is the true initial line, and then just keep introducing new characters along the way. I want to work with more artists. There's so many cool artists that might have done like a food style character as a one-off thing that I'm that'd be cool to kind of license that and bring their vision to a mass audience, or just just there's so many talented artists that I just would love to kind of treat this like a, I don't know, a roundhouse, here, you want to work on this? You want to work on this? And just start collaborating with people and bring 905 Warriors more and more.
And
do you have characters beyond the 10 that you would also want to have somebody just this is the assignment type of deal?
100%. Too many, if anything. So, but that's the beauty of it. It's truly endless amount of characters. Colonel Custard's, constantly out there trying to create new bandits. As long as there's a new food item, there's endless characters.
Yeah, I mean, there could be an apple that's rotten to the core. Just there's all kinds of fun things that are out there. But also too, like you mentioned, there's also different colorways, and I mean, a lot of these characters, lend themselves very well to having different colorways, or like like a zombie version, or like even like as much as people knock them in the toy community, those holiday Star Wars figures every year.
You mean my favorite ones?
Both the Halloween and the Christmas ones, or holiday ones. I'm sorry, not Christmas, holiday, because it's bigger blanketed approach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those holiday colorways, they sell. Like, those figures move. So like,
to me, I love them.
a donut.
I can see Scotchy as Santa. I can see it now. Yeah. He's already got the beard.
But also, like, hey, if the pencils happen to be like the army builders, like
candy cane,
like it.
Candy cane looking ones.
Troopers come in different in like different uniforms. So
you got number
all
2
possible.
pencils. You got colored pencils. You got all kinds of things that you can do.
True. Damn. See, I gotta write this all down.
We're available for a brainstorming workshop whenever you're here.
You're gonna end up on the receipt next time. Watch.
So before we kick it over to our final question, I want to give this a little bit of context, because this is a unique one. So typically we have a final question that we ask all of our guests. You, as a returning guest, have already answered that question. So we've prepared an alternate final question for you that is based on a trend right now. So crossovers are a huge trend.
Mm-hmm.
Just today, as of recording this, the Transformers team tease that they have another crossover coming. We've seen crossovers with the Turtles and Masters of the Universe, with Power Rangers and the Turtles. I'm not going to keep saying all the ones with the Turtles, but lots of
turtles.
Wrestling with the
Turtles. But no, crossovers have always been a big thing in action figures. So
our new final question for you, Brandon, since you've already answered the original final question, is this. If you could integrate one famous toy character into 9 to 5 Warriors, who would it be, and what office supplies would it be made out of?
This is honestly really hard. I'm looking around my room because I'm like, there's something here. I'm split between, like, I love Boba Fett and maybe something with Batman. So I need help thinking of, like, for me, Boba Fett or just the bounty hunter-esque. It's weird, but I think of, like, the quicker picker upper, like,
oh no, 100%. Yeah,
the bounty, like, paper towels. So, like, I don't know. Could that be something crazy? I don't know. That's weird. But damn, I don't know. Let's say it's Batman. Let's think this out together so we can work this out. Like, what type of supply would Batman be? You gotta add, like, the Jeopardy music here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is a tough question, see? Drawing a blank. Nothing, guys? Did Eric drop?
Yeah, finally.
That's hilarious. He made it to the very end. The suspense. He's never.
Everybody's gonna see like Eric disappear from the corner. And...
He's never gonna. I need to not answer now so that he can never not know. Tell him that it's an amazing answer, so he has to rewatch.
I mean, what would Batman be like? You think Bat Signal maybe like a flashlight?
Yeah, that could work. I like the flashlight element. Like, who the hell? What would Batman be? I'm looking at my desk. Like, I don't know, man. See, that's what's tricky. When I saw that question, I'm like, I don't even know, man. I had like time to prep for it. I still haven't figured it out. To be continued. I'll think about it and I'll post about it.
Like, I was thinking like Ghost Rider's a book of matches, like stuff like that.
See, okay, I'll say that. Let's cut this. I think Ghost Rider's a book of matches for 300, please.
We're in charge now, so it's just.
That's a good one. See, yeah, honestly, my brain right now, I can't think crap, but that's a cool one. I like that idea.
Oh, Power's back.
there's something with a USB drive that could be implemented as well.
That's a good one.
Maybe okay. I'll change my answer. Okay,
because Batman's always got the utility belt, though. The USB drive might work.
Okay, the Batman USB.
So
something there.
I am back
with Terminator.
He's in the dark.
The power's out. I'm connected via my hotspot, so I'm in the dark. Can I turn the light on here? So wait, so
you missed an amazing character. Oh my god, it's Batman himself.
I'm Batman.
Oh wait, there you go. It's the desk lamp, and it works with shadows, and he's like highlights himself. Cool. It's
that'd be very. I don't know how this is working, frankly, because I don't really have great cell service. But hey, this is going to make for a really interesting video experience for everybody. I should do it like a spooky story. What was the Wayne's World bit? I'm the leprechaun.
The leprechaun, yeah.
All right, no, but who was the answer? So who are we?
It was tough. We landed on crappy ones. Boba Fett being a bounty hunter, picker upper, like what do you call it?
Roll of paper towels.
Okay.
Roll of paper towels.
Okay.
And then Batman potentially being a USB drive, but then now with this desk lamp, I kind of like. Yeah, the vibe of that.
Maybe it's the Pixar desk lamp. It's the Pixar desk lamp is the one that
like Luxo Jr.
Yeah, it's like Lex. There you go. That's the name.
That murderer.
Yes. Yeah, the ball squelcher. Yeah. But it's all right. Tough. So while I still have some semblance of power here before my phone dies. This is okay.
I was getting ready to figure out how I introduce the plugs.
This is we're back. So remind our watchers, our viewers, our listeners, where can they back 9 to 5 Warriors?
Sweet. So Kickstarter.com, search 9 the number TO 5 the number Warriors, and voila, it should be called The Bandits Strike Back, classic sequel. So that's there. Currently, as a recording, it's 40%. Hopefully, we're 50, 60 when you're seeing it. If not, please pledge. Let's get there. Let's make these toys a reality, not for me, but for you and your kids and everything. Let's make this world an awesome place again.
Definitely. And we'll be sure to post those.
What's the date?
Yeah.
What's the date we have until?
We have until October 25th.
All right. There we go.
That doesn't mean wait till October 25th, everybody. But just know you've got a little bit of time.
Yep.
Let's stop this Kickstarter trend of like all in at the beginning and wait for nothing for 20 days and like, oh shit, I forgot. And like it causes such anxiety to the creator, please.
Yeah, let's stop torturing our creators and start fostering growth. and not torture. Yes. Not torture. But we'll post links to all of the to the Kickstarter and in the show notes here, as well as where to follow you on Instagram at 9 to 5 Warriors. We'll make sure we post all of that good stuff so that way everyone can keep themselves informed as to what's coming next, and also to back the project. And I think it's obvious at this point, but we're excited. Love ourselves some 9 to 5 Warriors, and we can't wait to see what you do next, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for doing what you guys do. The podcast kicks ass. You guys have amazing industry leaders. You have the indie supporters. You're just doing it all. So thank you guys. Seriously.
Hey, it's our pleasure. Thank you. Having these conversations is the reason why we do this.
It's the most fun part. Yeah, for sure.
in the dark or otherwise.
I never like.
Well,
we just do the rest of the show in the dark next time.
Yeah, I like the shadow play here that's happening,
like a film noir type of situation.
Yeah.
But my phone, it's gonna die. It's real close. I'm like treading on thin water here, or thin ice, treading on thin ice. Mm-hmm. Water,
so much so we're making up stuff.
Yeah, just making up analogies. Dave, send us home before this power outage sends me home for good.
As you are already home. So instead of making toys out of your desk, you can add toys to your desk.
Thank you, dear listener, for hanging out with us today. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen, and then tell your friends to do it. Thanks also to Joe Azari, the golden voice behind our intro. Our music is Game Boy Horror by the Zombie Dandies. Find more about them both in our show notes.
Follow us on social media at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Stop by and say hi, show us your toy hauls, and share your toy stories. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode.
Don't try this at home. Void where prohibited and some assembly required. Each sold separately, not a flying toy. Consult a physician if your toy run exceeds more than 4 hours.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.